That's it. Number
That,
3.
that was number 5.
So section 3 has traditionally been what the bleep have you done for the label. Now you've been doing quite a bit for the label.
Yeah.
So we got so you guys know, like, when you submit to book the Jazz Destroyers, it goes to her email. You're the one who checks it. So we've been getting offers from this guy for a while, right? And I keep telling you just ignore them. And then this week, I said, you know what? Why don't you find out what the term? Because booking's been quiet. We'll be playing on the 30th. We'll be at Highball, which is going to be a lot of fun. I think Josh Thompson's going to join us on saxophone, so that's always a treat. And I'm going to talk to Cassie. I'm going to talk to Cole and see if we get a couple singers going. You know, I might sing one. I don't know. Probably not. I'm not. I'm a guitarist.
If you've got a different option, I would go with that.
I love you too. So
I know.
So you've been getting these emails from this company. What is the name of the company?
It's Afton is the name of the company.
Right. Afton. And so I will give you guys the quick history of this. I saw an ad on, I tend to cruise Craigslist.
Yes.
Because, I mean, gigs, you got to really cruise it. You got to, like, look at it every day to pull 5 or 6 a year out. But I set up alerts, and I came across this one. They were looking for a band to play at Spinners. Spinners is kind of like a Hooters. Up on the highway north of town. So it's this terrible little sports bar, and here they are reaching out to a jazz group to see if we want to play. So I ask them, like, what are the, maybe, what are we talking about? And so he sends me the offer, and I just politely declined at the time. But ever since, I've done another video called Pay to Play, and where we talk about how these scams work. So I'm calling these guys out, and I'm specifically having you send them this video back.
Yes.
This is my response to you guys.
Yes.
Take me off your list. Stop what you're doing immediately, and I'm going to start pointing out to the public what you're doing. What was the offer?
The offer was that a key term is that you agree to pre-sell 20 plus tickets.
Right, you're agreeing to sell 20 tickets at what, $9?
$9.
So they're going to get $200.
Oh, $9 with the early purchase promo code, $11 without the promo code.
Right, so they're going to make $200 on you before anything. $200 on you. Now, so after you cross 20, then they start splitting the tickets with you. How much do they pay out after you've crossed that 20?
After you cross the 20, you get $3 to $6 per ticket.
$3 to $6 per ticket. Oh, hoo-hoo.
Basically, the more you sell, the more they're able to pay you.
Oh, yeah. That's their pitch. Okay.
Set length.
Yeah, it's what?
For a full band is 30 minutes. With 15 minutes for setup. In some cases, solo acoustic acts are booked for 20 to 25-minute sets, but this can vary.
Oh my God. So if you have a friend who is thinking about this, send them this video. This is not how booking works. This is not how it works. There are things that I'm upset about, like these charging for multi-track and stuff, and then they really only work with the guys that pay for that. So it turns into that. But even that's only $200 outlay. Right. These guys are going to make $200 off of you before you make a penny. They're going to put you on stage for 30 minutes. By the way, where are they having this? Because I'm calling out the venue too.
The venue is Kick Butt Coffee.
Screw Kick Butt Coffee. Screw you, Goring.
Now
I played there once. It's a shithole.
It's not a large venue.
It's not. It holds maybe 60 people. The stage is about the size of this room, and this room is not very big. And I put 5 people on stage there once. We barely fit.
Right.
And they've get. So I'm sure Afton's paying them something to do this, and then they're charging at the door. And you know what? The bands aren't making anything. If a band sells 100 tickets, they can't actually maintain that space. And you're not gonna, the other bands on the ticket, they're gonna put a punk band next to a singer-songwriter next to some experimental ego trip BS. Nobody's going to stick around for anything. It's just a terrible deal. Shame on you both for doing this. You're vultures. And I want nothing to do with you. That felt better.
Okay.
It's been bothering me, guys. Because I gig. I've been booking for the Jazz Destroyers. We've been doing the Jazz Destroyers for 5 years. The first 3 years, I made no money.
Right.
0. I would play anywhere for free if they would let me play for free. Then in 2015, we started we picked up some monthly regular gigs, and it was great. Yep. And then in 2016, it took off, but then that first monthly regular gig, that place went under. That contract has gone out. So we're in kind of a weird booking place. So that's why I even had you respond. I wanted to see if their terms had changed.
No, and if anything, they seem to be even worse than they were previously.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, pay-to-play schemes. There's a card right here.
Yeah.
Screw you guys. Screw them.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're talking about a venue that holds maybe 40 people.
Right. Right.
You know, it was... I do not remember it being a big venue.
No, it is not a big venue. And it's not well set up for music.
No.
And the guy who runs it's kind of a prick. Yeah. Yeah, we will not be doing any events at Kick Butt Coffee. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care. There are places where I will go never again.
Yeah, and
that is one of them.
That was the big one.
So there it is, right? Yep. Now, I had you send, there's other things in the business that bother me.
Uh-huh.
And this one caught me off guard, because I've been talking to this guy, Nick Nimmin. I finally am pronouncing his name correctly. Hi, Nick. And his buddy, Brian Johnson. And we've talked about this on YouTube. There's kind of a genre of video designed as self-help.
Yes.
Right? One of the most searched terms on YouTube is how to get more YouTube views.
Uh-huh.
I'm a YouTuber. I get it, right? This channel would explode if I just started making hacky nonsense of that. But I'm trying to build an audience. I've got a product to sell, right? But there are guys, and a lot of them, what they do is they build successful channels, and they go, I can help other people do this. And it comes from a place of I want to help, and thank you for doing it. But there's this guy, Brian Schmoyer, who I got hip to before Nick. Tim
Schmoyer.
And I got hip to him and his video creators guys before Nick and Brian. And Nick and Brian, I've both decided I'm going to do business with at some point.
Okay.
But my audience needs to buy some records so I can afford to do business with them. This stuff is not free.
Right.
Right? Tim sent me an offer by email to join his 10 week course.
Yes.
Right? It's a 10-week it's an intensive course, and the way he describes it is we're going to overhaul the channel, and we're going to have weekly video conference calls, and we're going to have a Facebook group where we'll all work together, and blah 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 blah. And how much does he want for it? For all the low price of
where was it?
$9.97, I believe it was.
Yeah, I don't
it's
even.
$1,000 this guy wants for it. He's gonna put 20 people in this group, and he's gonna maybe spend those 10 weeks specifically only working on these 20 people. Which, if you think about it, 10 weeks, 20 people. So he's gonna he'll spend about 3 days with each person, and you're gonna pay him $1,000. He's gonna make $20,000 in 3 months.
Yeah, he doesn't even mention the price in the email.
Oh no, I looked into it.
You looked into it.
I was interested. I was like, you know what? That'd be nice to kind of like have somebody helping out. But
$1,000.
I'm gonna work with Nick. I'm gonna work with Brian long before I work with those guys. Nick and Brian are cost conscious. They know that we've made less than $20.
Yeah.
So on YouTube stuff. So I'm not gonna spend all the record sales on YouTube stuff. I would rather spend it on Facebook ads to promote the records. So I have to be very cautious with my money. But
Yeah.
the reality is this guy wants $1,000.
$1,000 for a Facebook group, a weekly conference call for 10 weeks, and many pages of feedback. I mean,
Many. Two
Many.
equals many, right?
many.
Like this guy's gonna sit there and tell you all the things that are wrong with your channel. Here's a better one. You guys are my audience. You're watching. What do you want to see? What do you want to see different? Right? Like, let me know how I'm doing. Leave a comment. And I am part of a YouTube. I'm part of a YouTuber's Facebook group with Nick.
Uh-huh.
He's not charging $1,000 for 10 weeks of this. We got a little community going. I've met a lot of really cool people. We're gonna have some of them on the podcast. They all do some very cool stuff.
Yeah.
And, we're all at very different places. I happen to have my audio game on point.
Yes.
Except for last week because the power went out. But,
Yeah, that was funny.
and the first episode where the recorder screwed up. And there's no way of me knowing how it goes this week. But we do an okay job. I produced a feature film.
Mm-hmm.
I've produced a couple short films. I've scored a lot of things. This is all very intentional. Everything I do about this show is very intentional. It's all built specifically around how do I knock this right out for you.
Right.
But $1,000 for 10.
No.
Screw you, man. That's not right.
That,
That's $100 a week. That's a lot of money. And
well, you know what P.T. Barnum said? There's a sucker born every minute.
there's a sucker born every minute. I remember you should always be grateful for the advice you receive that's free, and always be wary of people who sell their advice.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?